There's a parable. Goes like this. Guy sees a house on fire, and he says to the people inside who are sitting there drinking tea, "Hey, your house is on fire." And they nod, and he says, "No, really, your house is on fire." And they sit there, and he says, "No, you don't understand. Your house is on fire."
I'm not familiar with that one. Remind me, which book is that from?
At 8:46 on the morning of September 11th, 2001, the United States became a nation transformed and scared. It was a day of unprecedented shock and suffering for which we were woefully underprepared. At 8:46 in the morning, a breeze blew, a child played, a kite flew. At 8:46 in the morning, the world slept, a child prayed, a man wept. At 8:46 in the morning, the sun rose, the world turned, then time froze. At 8:46 in the morning, a pin dropped, the sky burned, the world stopped.
We've come together to write this report for a unity of purpose, because our nation demands it.
We write with the benefit and handicap of hindsight.
We are mindful of the danger of being unjust to men and women who make choices in conditions of uncertainty,
and in circumstances over which they often had little control.
Nonetheless, there were specific points of vulnerability in the plot and opportunities to discuss it.
At 8:46 in the morning, a babe nursed, a wife wailed, a cloud burst. At 8:46 in the morning, while we gazed, our words failed, a fire blazed. At 8:46 in the morning, the flames roared, the streets teemed, the grief poured. At 8:46 in the morning, a beast woke, a cop screamed, a heart broke. Almost 3,000 Americans died. They wounded our nation, they wounded our pride. This pain was inflicted by 19 resourceful young men. Why did they do this? How did they do this? How did we fail to prevent this? What can we do to ensure it won't happen again? At 8:46 in the morning, our hopes fled, our dreams dashed, our streets bled. At 8:46 in the morning, we saw hell, the planes crashed, the towers fell.
Maybe they didn't speak English.
Who?
The family in your parable. This wall. I hung my diploma here. Oh, you can still see the marks from the frame. Oh, where's the... This is where we tried to hang it and kept missing. We painted over it.
My apologies.
I liked this office.
Welcome back, Dr. Rice.
Thank you.
I'd love to have a chat about old times. I don't mean to interrupt your homecoming, but please have a seat.
Oh, I have fond memories of working in this office. I love the view.
I've been requesting this meeting for 9 months. What's 1 minute more?
We have had a hard time transitioning and getting the new team in place. Well, we lost this past November and December because of the election.
To hanging chads. I know.
I am sorry to have kept you waiting, Richard.
I presume Sandy Berger briefed you on his way out?
Yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll make my brief. There is a group of men, young, poor, uneducated. They're called Al-Qaeda. They've been created with the purpose of destroying this country. They have been formally in existence since 1998. Their leader is Osama bin Laden, 17th of 57 children.
You came here with your tanks, put freedom on a throne. You came expecting thanks, then left us all alone. The liberty you prize has turned to civil war, and now it seems our cries are easy to ignore. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. And this is where it ends.
They have attacked the USS Cole, our embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. They were behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombings, and they attacked our soldiers in Somalia in 1993.
Bin Laden's group.
That's correct.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
But it's not just him. This is a network. They have cells all over the world, including the United States.
So peace throughout the land is what you would achieve, but you don't understand the things that we believe. Now everybody here has watched a loved one die, and you can't lend an ear, and you don't bat an eye. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. And this is where it ends.
They have no value for human life, including their own. They're part of a greater ideological movement. They, quote, do not differentiate between those dressed in military uniforms and civilians, end quote.
You say you're number one. You think that you're a king. To you, this land's a mission. To me, it's everything. Can't hurt you with a gun. Can't kill you with a knife. My only ammunition is my love.
It is the duty of Muslims to carry out a holy war against the enemies of Islam.
There's nothing left to say. There's nothing left for me. I have to make you pay. I have to make you see. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from. And this is where it ends.
We're not talking about true Islam. This is a perversion of Islam.
This is where my
Rhetoric
hate
selectively draws from Islam, history, and the country's
This is
economic
where my
changes.
hate comes from. This is where my hate comes from.
MI6's been talking about cutting off
This
the head
is where
of
it
the
ends.
snake. That's us.
This is where it ends.
I suggest we take them very seriously.
Hazmi and Midar were a couple guys out to give the USA the bird. Bin Laden was a god in their eager eyes, though they didn't speak an English word. Looks like anyone can join the jihad. All you have to do is lower the bar. Step on over, Hazmi and Midar. Hazmi and Midar didn't like LA, San Diego was just more their style. Went out and tried to party the night away, but they never even cracked a smile. When they couldn't get their rent deposit back, well, they started acting mad bizarre. Take it easy, Hazmi and Midar. They didn't speak English and it proved to be a pain. 'Cause it's kind of important when you learn to fly a plane. Soon they dropped out of classes for they found them too demanding. Plus they couldn't care less about the takeoff or the landing. Soon Midar grew bored of the whole routine, missed his family back in Yemen too. He wanted to escape the San Diego scene, stupid parties and the stupid zoo. Late in May he went and closed the bank account, but he left his dearest friend the car. Sayonara, Hazmi and Midar. Hazmi soon got as lonely as a terrorist could get. Thought he'd like to get married, so he searched the internet. Searching wasn't successful, he was stuck alone and lame. Soon they sent a new partner, but it wasn't quite the same. What a shame. Hazmi picked up on December 8th. At the time he worked at pumping gas. Flying school and English were off his plate. He just waited for the time to pass. Still he whispered to his friendly housemate, just you wait, I'm gonna be a star. We're still waiting, Hazmi and Midar.
After a terrorist summit in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 1999, Hazmi and Midar entered the US in 2000 with legal visas.
Both Hazmi and Midar flew on Flight 77, which crashed into the Pentagon. The plane was flown by Hani Hanjour.
Hazmi and Midar. Hazmi and Midar.
Your team is large.
It is?
It's large for National Security Council standards.
It's 12 people.
Everything looks as it did a few years ago, except for your operation. It's all new.
I don't understand what this has to do with Bin Laden.
I'm not sure we want to keep all of this in the NSC.
I'm sorry?
You're supposed to be doing international policy. I mean, you're involved in domestic things here, Clark.
The boundaries between domestic and foreign threats have changed since you left Gandhi.
The NSC is a national security, the NSC is a foreign policy coordination mechanism. It's not an agency where issues such as terrorism in the US or domestic preparedness should be discussed.
This office is new. You're right. It's post-Cold War security. Threats to the U.S. are not just Soviet ballistic missiles carrying bombs. They're people carrying bombs. It's a different discussion.
Yes, I know. But you sat here for 8 years and then nothing else.
That's not true. For the past 8 years, we've had weekly meetings, and we thwarted the Millennium Plot at LAX.
3 times, planned strikes didn't go forward because senior policymakers decided it was too risky. Where's the CIA on it?
It's unclear. We haven't had a comprehensive review since 1995.
Why the rush now, Bob?
The amount of chatter. Word is an attack is looming. It's overwhelming.
We get threats everywhere.
He's different. I suggest we attack his camps immediately.
I'm going to have you stay on and keep your team in place, but I want you to report your activities to the committee. And if you would please, start developing a reorganization plan to spin out some of these duties to someone outside the NSC staff.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, we're moving your position out of the cabinet and off the principals committee. It's for the best.
I've got your information, but I'm not a parent. I've got your information, I'm not gonna share it. I've got my own needs, I've got my own case. Go get your own leads, go fuck your own face. I've got your information, but I can't spare it. I've got your information, but I can't share it. I couldn't tip you, it wouldn't pass Jack. The boss would rip you, another ass crack. John, Jane, Dave, word. We're on the CIA, I'm on the FBI. We're tracking KSM, cause he's a bad guy. There's WMDs in Nathan, USA. The CIA FBI is gonna save the day.
The FBI is still using typewriters and has about 3 staff members along the entirety of the Canadian border. Don't write that down. You know of the inefficiencies and the holes in the FBI's daily operations. They spend all day looking for drug lords. We're here to bridge the gap
Between what and what?
between the passive-aggressive CIA and the incompetent FBI.
The two don't speak because Javik Reno insisted on creating a wall to separate the criminal and intelligence investigations.
Well, the lines are blurred now.
Well, I didn't create these rules, Clark. We inherited them.
Dude, check out these cables on Midar and Hosby's pieces. Dude, those guys are major players. Let's connect the pieces. Leave them to the FBI. Let's check on Southeast Asia. Those guys play all man-to-man. We'll zone defend Malaysia. I've got your information sitting in my desk drawer. I've got your information. What's it in my desk for? My hands are bound now, can't give it all up. Can't get around now, they put a wall up. I've got your information, but I wanna play fair. I've got your information and it's gonna stay there. This shit's protected, don't look at me, no. The walls are erected by Janet Reno. We're gonna take his ass down to Guantanamo. This shit is classified and you don't need to know. You think you're going deaf, you think you've lost the smell. You're not my BFF, so you can go to hell. Check out these photographs that John and Dave just sold me. One of them must be Midar, which one they haven't told me. Why these shots were taken, I don't have that information. Still, I thought they'd help us with the coal investigation. If it were important, I am sure that Dave would say how. Dude, we can't tell Jane Midar is heading right this way now. Dudes, without more info, we're just twiddling our thumbs here. Let's keep catching crackheads and hope QSO never comes here.
War on drugs, stick to people. War on drugs, stick to places. War on drugs, don't get the visa. War on drugs, get the basics. War on drugs, keep it secret. War on drugs, for your protection. War on drugs, so we can live with. War on drugs, one misconnection. We got our guy, we got our guy. Is that our guy? That's not our guy. Is that his name? That's not his name. They booked the
go fuck your own face.
I've got your information, but I wanna play fair. I've got your information and it's gonna stay there. This shit's protected, don't look at me, no. The wall's erected by Genevieve.
It's not a real wall.
I know. But it's a perceived wall, and that's all that matters.
The system is blinking red. The FBI and the CIA are responding to plans and phone calls to our embassies saying that something is coming. Whether they're sharing this information, I couldn't say, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't suggest that we seriously consider this intelligence and put the pieces together for them.
They are entrusted with protecting us, wall or not. This is what I'm talking about, Clark. This is not your job.
This is my only job.
You cannot just make your own rules, Clark. I read the reports from Sandy. You caused quite a stir these past few years, trying to get in on White House day-to-day operations. You are no longer an executive agency. Please, stay within your bounds.
You're right. Got a great view. You know, sometimes I work late and I stare out that window. I look at that tree and I make pictures with the shadows from the leaves. The twist and the wind. And I see demons. I envision horrible things. I see angry, violent, mangled faces. I have to look away. I know it's just a tree, but it terrifies me. It's like the boogeyman. I know it's not real. Somebody told that story because somebody saw him once. I did. He's the uncle of one of the 93 World Trade Center bombers. He's a madman and a genius. He goes by the name of Ashraf Rifad Nebith Amin. Also, Khalid Abdul Wadud, Salim Ali, Fad bin Abdallah bin Khalid, Abdul Ram A.A.L. Gandhi, Mukhtar the Baluchi, Hashim Al-Durrahman, Hashim Ahmed, KSM, Khalid Al-Sheikh Al-Baluchi, but we'll just call him Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. He's probably in a cave right now, plotting and planning. Pitch to the plot.
I see planes, maybe 10, commandeered by battalions of good Muslim men with one breath, with one vow, to bring death to America. 9 will strike, 9 will fell, power plants, the Twin Towers, and others as well with their boom and kapow will bring doom to America. Now, on the 10th plane, I will land triumphant in the street, standing proudly, I'll demand they cower at my feet. With their blood, they'll pay the debt of piggish pride and greed. I'll make sure they don't forget the story of the glory of Khalid. They will wail, they'll beseech. Ours who die will be greeted by 10 virgins each. We can't fail. This is why, this is how. We'll bring woe to them all, strike a blow to them all. Let me go to America now!
security, our defense systems are outdated, Condi. You can change that. We have planes poised to save us from an attack coming from the USSR. Nowhere else.
Is there documentation on this?
Yes,
Really? Where are you getting this from?
I read it.
Where?
Clear and present danger. Tom Clancy.
Lord.
Seems to me what you see is a dearth of true imagination.
We had the greatest thinkers that money ever bought to keep us all safe from a terrorist attack. Why couldn't just one have an original thought? You thought the threats were distant from the Afghanistics, so you stuck the plans already in place. I guess an old dog can't learn new tricks.
When you've got an enemy with nothing but hate for you, you better think fast, better anticipate, or you are gonna find out it's already too late for you. Failure of imagination. We accuse the administration of failure of imagination. It led to death, led to devastation. Failure of imagination.
We believe the 9/11 attacks revealed 4 kinds of failures.
Of imagination
Policy,
Capabilities.
and management.
in the face of a clear warning, alert measures bound to routine.
It is therefore crucial to find a way of routinizing, even bureaucratizing,
The exercise of imagination.
We've got a cure for baldness.
and pills for impotence.
But we couldn't see that a jet was a weapon. I guess there's no cash in our homeland defense. When you've got the will and the time on your hands to kill, you're gonna find ways no one else understands. To kill as many of your goals as your fervent commands to kill. Failure of imagination. We accuse the administration of failure of imagination. It led to death, led to devastation. Failure of imagination. Oh no.
Oh no!
They use themselves as missiles, attacking boat and train. You say there's no way you could have seen this coming, but it's not a huge leap to think of using a plane. When you've got an enemy with nothing but hate for you, you better think back, better anticipate, or you are gonna find out it's already too late for you.
Failure of imagination. We accuse the administration of failure of imagination. The led to death, led to devastation. Failure of imagination. We accuse the administration of failure of imagination. The led to death, led to devastation. Failure of imagination.
Oh no! Oh no!
Al-Qaeda is patient. I am not. Shit's gonna hit the fan, and conspiracy theorists and Oliver Stone are gonna sit around and try to guess what happened when you and I could have stopped it all. That is, if we had met back in January. But it's too late now. The enemy is here.
They're already among us. Why am I here?
Because I wanted to see if you were afraid of anything.
Have you lost your mind?
It was taken from me. By the time you see one of these people at a checkpoint or airport security, it's too late. The plan is in effect. They're like cockroaches. You see one, there are hundreds more.
I don't think it's fair to insinuate that the men and women of the TSA aren't up to their jobs.
I didn't say they weren't.
The night will stash inside your trunk. Won't get you well, just get you drunk. Your safety mask fills up up with air. Still gonna die, but you won't care. Placebo, placebo, placebo makes you feel assured even though you're not cured. Oh. Take off your coat, take off your watch. We'll check your bag and check your crotch. Take off your shoes, your shirt, your socks. It's not a knife, it cuts a box. Placebo, placebo, placebo makes you feel assured even though you're not cured. Are we any safer? 'Cause you tell us so. Are we any safer? Do you even know? Everybody's anxious, everybody's scared. Keep us all distracted, keep us unprepared. We want a government that acts. We don't need proof, we don't need facts. Take off your shoes is how we play. And hope the danger goes away. Placebo, placebo, placebo makes you feel assured even though you're not cured. Placebo, placebo, placebo makes you feel assured even though you're not cured. Even though you're not cured. No, you're not cured.
You may be right, Clark, and these folks might one day be a viable threat. But we have clear enemies right now. And it's my job to protect us from them.
I asked Bill Clinton, and I'll ask you. Imagine yourself on a future day where we have not succeeded in stopping Al-Qaeda attacks and hundreds lie dead in the streets of America. Imagine. What would you wish you had done earlier?
If the CIA had put me dark on a watch list when he got his visa for the USA, or if they tried to notify the FBI, then the towers might be standing still today. Or if they'd only put Al-Hazmi on a watch list when they heard that he had made it to LA. Or if the FBI'd been wise and opened up their eyes, then the towers might be standing still today. The CIA did not inform the FBI Mr. Kellogg was at the meeting at Kuala Lumpur. If our officials only shared their information with the cold investigation, it'd be different for our nation, though we really can't be sure. We never called it, but we should have seen their hand. If we'd done something, then the tower still might stand. And if the FBI had known to watch Al-Hazmi and Midar, or Musawi as he learned to fly a plane, or if the CIA could see that Mohammed was a key, then they could have spared the nation so much pain. If anybody had connected the presence of these men to attacks that they'd been told were on the way, if we had just communicated, not closed our eyes and waited, then the towers might be standing still today. Then the towers might be standing still today. Then the towers might be standing.
Pardon me, but that's not the whole story.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. Hey, you're one of the widows, right? The Jersey girls.
Sure.
You're big time. Cool.
We told our stories to make the report happen, not for any personal gain. See, they weren't going to investigate. So we drove to Washington and rallied Congress. It was my private pain and my private story, and I didn't really want to share it. But we all decided we'd share our stories to get the attention of the press. We waited for the report to come out, and we're hopeful. I was always hopeful that we get a report that answered my questions. See, you can do an investigation, okay? And if you don't want to research a certain area, you just don't look at it. So if you don't ask them all the questions, or you don't let them tell you the whole story, you know, then you can write a report based on half-truths. They say imagination failed them, which is true. And now they've all got more important things to do. I say that far too many questions still remain to guarantee that no one else will know my pain. This report has shed a lot of light, and many vital new plans were made. But bipartisan and nonpartisan are not synonymous, I'm afraid. You had to open up Pandora's box, and now you're eager to slam it shut. But we deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but unanswered questions in between the black and white. Unanswered questions that may shed a little light. I know you're eager to resume the status quo, but if you never ask, then you will never know. There's something rotten in the USA if we can let 9/11 slide. But if it's Michael Phelps and Mary Jane, there's not an angle we haven't tried. You tell me now's the time for hope and change. There hasn't been an attack since then. But can you stand here and swear to my face that one will never come again?
she became aware America was under attack.
Mr. Clinton?
Why wasn't bin Laden brought to the U.S. for trial after the Sudan offered to extradite him?
Mr. Cheney?
Please explain your opposition to the creation of an independent commission to investigate 9/11.
Ms. Rice? Beginning with the transition period between the Clinton and Bush administration, what warning signs about terrorist planned attacks and
Why weren't all
Robert
suspected
Mueller, why weren't the flight
terrorists
schools
placed
shut
on
down?
Washington
And
Guard
new
was
terrorists had been
investigating
for
the
years.
Why
Why would
As
the
a
government
watchman,
share Giuliani, why were both of the rooftop doors to the towers locked? And why were the firefighters equipped with the same faulty radios that failed in 1993?
Point to all the money I've made as a terrorist victim's wife. I can't believe you dare to lecture me about the cost of a young man's life. You can say that I'm a glory hound and that my motives are not so pure. But I won't rest until I know in my bones you made the nation more secure. Unanswered questions, demands they be explored. Unanswered questions, you refuse to be ignored. The wounds are healing, if we pick, the blood will flow. But we still got some questions, and by God, we've got a right to know. Unanswered questions, we refuse to be ignored. They told us the intelligence agencies have to be right 100% of the time, and the terrorists only have to get lucky once. His explanation for the terrible things that happened the day of September 11th, simple on its face, is wrong in its gut. See, because the 9/11 terrorists weren't just lucky once. They were lucky over and over. When you have this repeated pattern of broken protocols, broken laws, broken communication, you can't still call it luck. If at some point we don't look to hold those individuals accountable for not doing their jobs properly, then who's to say the terrorists won't get lucky again?
I watched The View. Mondi has a cute haircut. She looks relaxed, so much more at ease. Well, she's going back to Stanford to teach. She's an academic at heart. She signed with William Morris. She has a 3-book deal. One book will be on her parents, one on growing up in the segregated South, and one on foreign policy. Well, my son wanted to be a writer. He journaled and he doodled and he wrote prose. He was an excellent extemporaneous speaker. He was so smart. He joined the engine company 279 because he wanted to help people. He said that looking into the eyes of someone you were rescuing was the greatest sensation on earth. You were granting them relief, another chance at life. You get to give advice for the frequent traveler on The View and play piano for the Queen of England. Sure, you had a rough go in Washington, but you get that other chance at life. Enjoy Stanford, Dr. Rice.
There's no orders you can follow. There's no way you're supposed to act. No one tells you what you'll feel when a nightmare's coming real, when your hometown is attacked. All you feel inside is hollow, and your heart is in your throat. But there's someone trapped up there someone has to die, and someone has to care. So I'm walking into hell. I'm walking up the stairs. Our communications busted. There's no message getting through. So you run until you drop, and you don't let some damn cop tell the fireman what to do. Port Authority was trusted for a chopper in the breach, but they didn't plan ahead, so the folks up top are dead. So you save who you can reach. I'm walking into hell. I'm walking up the stairs. There's fire in the sky. There's no more time to spare. If someone has to die, then someone has to care. So I'm walking into hell. I'm walking up the stairs. Courage isn't keeping fear at bay. Courage is you're fucking terrified, and you do it anyway. Family is a feeling, not a name. If it was me in the smoke inside, I know you would do the same.
For this end, we must be knit together in this work as one man. We must entertain each other in brotherly affection. We must abridge ourselves of our superfluities for the supply of others' necessities.
We must uphold a familiar commerce together in all meekness, gentleness, patience, and liberality. We must delight in each other, make others' conditions our own. Rejoice together, mourn together, labor and suffer together.
Always having before our eyes our commission and our community in this work as members of the same body.
So shall we keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
John Winthrop, 1630, on board the Arabella, bound for America.
There's a mighty groan and grumble, like some kind of dinosaur, out of breath and out of luck, but there's still some people stuck on the 47th floor. Soon the tower's gonna tumble. Now's the time you ought to run. Then you hear somebody pray, and the rest just falls away, and you do what must be done. I'm walking into hell. I'm walking up the stairs. There's fire in the sky. There's no more time to spare. If someone has to die, then someone has to care. So I'm walking into hell. I'm walking up the stairs. I'm walking into hell. I'll pull you out of there.
Get ready to read all these words on this page. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready.
King.
Yes, sound it out. Get ready.
Go, get, go.
Yes, dove, catch, go.
Oh, girl, hat, oh, head, go. One day her dad said that go, must go.
I believe knowledge is great power. I want to be well educated. I will learn the basic skills and beyond. I will complete all assignments. I will strive for punctuality and good attendance. I believe I can do anything if I work hard. I pledge this to my school, my family, and myself. Today's students, tomorrow's leaders. This is the creed of the Emma E. Booker Elementary School, where President Bush was no child left behind, making reading cool. So let's start our education ration. Sound it out. Get ready. CAPS, the computer-assisted passenger pre-screening system, which terrorists got through in order to make victim. Hand wands failed, all marginal at best. Never before had the FAA faced such a test. Oh, the FAA being the Federal Aviation Administration. Such a chain of command. Letters, abbreviations. Sound it out. Get ready. North American Aerospace Defense Command is NORAD. But it was so bad, not equipped, still fighting cruise missile threats from Soviets. Its Northeast Air Defense Sector, this Spectre, which didn't have the apparent know-how to vector, is needs. Now sound it out. Get ready. CAPS, NORAD, needs. Sound it out. Get ready. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. CAPS, NORAD, needs. ATC, Air Traffic Control, tower to tower. On 9/11, not quite working, on a roll. Clintonian begun hesitations, departmentalized accusations, overreacting, underreacting, the messy condition of the USS Cole, and Osama's lack of Sudanese extradition. Blaming failed diplomacy, but failing internally too. See? Let's sound it out. Get ready. 4 commercial aircraft took off from Boston, Newark, Dulles. We have some planes, they said. Transcontinental flights loaded with 11,400 gallons of jet fuel. Huge airborne missiles. We have some planes, they said. We had some planes, I say. Sound it out. Get ready. Planes that stayed grounded at 7 NORAD alert sites, 2 fighter aircraft apiece at FAA Control Centers, Boston, Cleveland, Indianapolis, at FAA Control Center, New York, at ATC System Command Center, Herndon, Virginia. We have some planes, they said. Just stay quiet and you'll be okay. Sound it out. Get ready. Changing beacon codes, directional shift, transponder change, dropped off primary radar, mixed signal, centers now notified, rapid descent. We have some planes, they said. We are flying low. We are flying very, very low. We are flying way too low. Sound it out. Get ready. President Bush read My Pet Goat in Sarasota, Florida after a morning run. Students read,
One day we said that goat must go.
Security in our country relayed on the down low. Down very low. Very, very low. Down way too low. Shoot down orders relayed as ID, type, and tail. Our country's security hovering dangerously at frail. Told of the attacks, Bush said, sounds like we got a minor war going on here. We're at war. Somebody's gonna pay. But he struggled with his surmise to the question, is this real world? Or is this exercise? Projecting strength and calm. Who's paying when we're staying strong, allaying fears? Listen, I'm all ears, ready to sound it out. And get ready, get duct tape, get saran wrap, get ready. Tom Ridge sent a flyer saying saran wrap had better be in gear. Each year, our country's readiness appears to be incalculably insufficient, inarticulate, and incompetent, undeniably inadequate. CAPS, NORAD, NEEDS, ATC, FAA, USA, scrambling planes, and trains, and brains, just to take the reins. A recent web contest offered prize postings to Americans who were able to catch on video a safety tip, a blip, but government eyes weren't right focused on it, on the prize of American lives hanging in the balance, awaiting leadership. I'm still waiting for one member to sound it out. Get ready.
Very impressive. Thank you all so very much for showing me your reading skills.
Do you need it? If we don't have this Al-Qaeda enemy, who would you be? Where would you be?
Certainly not in your old office.
I'm saying this office. You need this office to feel safe in your fear.
I came to Washington because I love this country.
I'm just wondering if we need to take men in mud huts seriously.
Men in mud huts can kill you. They can kill me. They will.
This is more Tom Clancy.
I have nightmares.
And you think I don't know fear, Clark? I was down the street when they bombed the church in Birmingham. I was in kindergarten with Denise McNair. I knew Addie Mae Collins. I walked by Bull Connor's growling dogs, and I watched my friends get hosed. I was taught not to be afraid. I was taught it wasn't my fault. That someone hates me is not my fault. Slavery was America's birth defense.
People hated you. People hate you. People hate us.
Shall we call it club?
This is how I failed you. This is how they failed you. This is how we failed you. How we failed you.
You are an alarmist, Clark. Bill Clinton couldn't get rid of bin Laden, so now suddenly we have to.
The fact that Clinton failed to respond when the USS Cole was bombed by Al-Qaeda sends the message that they can attack Americans without a U.S. response.
And you are suggesting that we send a $500,000 cruise missile to take out one of their jungle gyms.
That the USS Cole was bombed during the last administration does not absolve this administration from responding.
This administration doesn't have time to swap flies.
This is how I failed you.
Why do we continue to allow the existence of large-scale Al-Qaeda bases when we know that people are being trained to kill Americans?
How we failed you.
I will look into it.
I quit.
It's happened before. If we'd learned our lessons then,
loved ones of the victims of 9/11. They may tell you that the way that I'm describing is not the way they were, and if what I should say should make you angry,
then just shoot the messenger. But I swear that I tried my best to make our leaders open up their eyes, and it didn't do any good. So someone should apologize.
I apologize.
This is how I failed you. This is how they failed you. This is how we failed you. How we failed you. You had to know. I'm glad you know how we failed you. It's time to claim that I'm to blame. How I failed you.
The men and women of the World War II generation restructured their government so it could protect the country.
That is now the job of the generation that experienced 9/11.
Americans should not settle for ad hoc adjustments to a system designed for a world that no longer exists.
Don't throw away your history text. Don't change the channel from the news. Don't think you know what happens next, cause when you do, you're sure to lose. Don't leave the landmines in the yard. Don't leave the needle in the stack. Don't ever let yourself off guard, cause that's the moment they attack. We're gonna make the same mistake again. We're gonna make the same mistake again. Unless we learn, we're gonna make the same mistake again and again and again and again and again.
Recommendation. The Department of Homeland Security, properly supported by Congress, should complete
As quickly as possible.
a biometric entry-exit screening system.
This is an essential investment in our national security.
Don't trust the laurels at your feet. Don't trust the ribbon on your wrist. Don't trust an end that's nice and neat. There's always something that you missed. There's somewhere you forgot to be. There's something you forgot to do. I fooled you once, then shame on me. I'll fool you twice, then shame on you. Oh, we're gonna make the same mistake again. We're gonna make the same mistake again. Unless we learn, we're gonna make the same mistake again and again and again. We're only human.
government should set standards for the issuance of birth certificates and driver's licenses.
Recommendation. The President should lead a government-wide effort to bring the major national security institutions into the information revolution.
He should coordinate the FBI, CIA, and Department of Homeland Security to create a trusted information network.
Are we preparing for the worst? Because we're heading for a drought. We should have known it from the first, and now our time is running out. We're gonna ask what were the clues.